I'm very happy talking to you.
I'm very happy to connect with you, and I'm waiting actually to talk with you.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. That's so cool of you. Thank you. I mean, I hope this is a very good start for us to get to know each other.
So thank you, Adeeb, for giving me opportunity to talk with you, and also giving me opportunity to tell the work that you're doing to my audience and to the world who is following and who is watching my mediums on social media.
Appreciate it, man. Of course, I'm more than happy to contribute and support your journey.
So I thought to tell about you and your work to my audience. So can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. Well, I just want to share like a little bit about myself. There is nothing much, but I think this would be a little bit interesting conversation that we can have. Basically, my name is Adeeb, and I come from originally I'm Palestinian Syrian, right? I'm mixed. I grew up in the United Emirates in UAE. Then I moved to Syria. Then the war started in Syria, and I had to leave to continue my studies abroad, right? So I came to Malaysia. Now I'm in Kuala Lumpur. This is my eighth year. I have done my bachelor and MBA, and now I'm currently working in marketing. And recently, I'm involved like too much in digital marketing and performance marketing and social media in general. Um, yeah, well, what should I like start with? How do you want to start this?
So you said about your education, and I've seen you worked in different organizations in different positions.
Yeah. Okay. So a little bit background about me. I came like from very small family in Damascus with just one younger sister. Everything was good growing up, was very easy. I didn't go through a lot of struggle, and I think that's like a little bit what made me struggle in my later life to depend more on myself. Uh, Most of the days I spent like riding horses, playing sports, and just getting road trips, I guess, to the neighboring countries. I never really like questioned anything in my life in a way. So it was like mainly just following the rules and whatever society is telling me and who to be and what to be, right? So when I came to Malaysia, everything in a way changed. I was living on my own by myself, and I had to experience a lot of things. I came to study bachelor in business administration. It was very hard years for me because I was alone in a way, like completely and away from my home. And after a few years, I graduated. I didn't want to go back to Syria because the war was still there, ongoing. So I continued my MBA in project management. And at the same time, the university noticed that I was doing good, and they decided to take me as a part-time to do marketing and recruitment for international students to come to Malaysia to study in the private universities. And I worked as that for around 2 years. At the same time, I was doing my MBA. And as soon as I graduated, I expanded I started my career, I guess, from there, and I started working in different universities, and recruited a lot of students. Like, helped around 1,000 students to come to Malaysia to study. But then it was around like in the end of 2019, 2020, right? When COVID and Corona started. It was very shaky. There was no students allowed to come to Malaysia anymore, so I had to improvise in a way, find a better alternative. And I was looking to go into a little bit into trading companies and technology companies in general. So I found a company called binary.com, which is like an options trading company. And I applied. I worked with them for as in affiliate marketing. It was the first time I would do affiliate, but it was also similar to what I was doing before. But it was only online. I was doing Turkey and Egypt market, and but now I'm currently working specifically in digital marketing. So in a way, I'm a little bit exploring, right? Like I'm jumping from place to another place, but I'm finding still my passions. I'm progressing in my career. at the same way I'm creating myself, right, and my career. So now I'm doing digital marketing for a telecommunication and technology company called Green Packet, and there I have like a mission in a way, like to improve. I see my work touch people's lives and help SMEs, help businesses, help the people who are in a way struggling, right? So yeah, I'm feeling fulfilled in a way at this stage in my life. Yeah.
So awesome. You took a decision to move from your country and you're living in another country called
Mm,
Malaysia and you're building yourself and you're improving your skills and you're getting knowledge from different sources and it's very good that you got opportunity in your own college by just showing the skills and showing what you are interested in. That is amazing, man. So you also said that
thank you.
thousand students got benefit because of your job. So so from all over the world.
Yeah, from all over the world, mainly from Middle East, Europe, and also Africa a little bit. Yeah.
Awesome. So what kind of interviews and what do you see in them?
So basically, why it was very interesting to work as that, to help to see how I can, in a way, when I was growing up, nobody really showed me how to find my passion, how to really know what I want in a way, like we always have something that pulls us towards, but what to study for and to give few years of our lives and eventually like turns out, for example, like we don't like this thing. So it's important thing to think about before we start. And I think that with the right questions, in a way, sometimes that you can dig deep into someone's mind and so to find out like what they're passionate about, what they would like to do for the rest of their life, and what their main skills. I used to like have a conversation with all of my students to find out to who they are in a way, right? And it was very educational for both of us because through the conversation they also understand things that they didn't think about themselves before, and they learn. So it made like a special bond and a connection between each one of them and me. That was very special, actually. I still have a lot of connections with many of them. They still like check up on me, but I guess it's like something valuable that you put your heart in your work in a way, and it leaves a mark. That was something special.
So what is your graduation subject?
I did MBA in project management. I didn't study marketing. I did like business administration and also project management. But marketing came to me practically, I guess. I practiced it in my work, and I realized also a few things about myself. I'm good with people. I'm good like I mean like people skills, inner communication skills, and I learned about myself. I started to focus more on these qualities in a way and highlight them and focus more on them in a way. Yeah.
Awesome, man. So, MBA is a master's level
Ye-
studies, right? So,
Yeah,
I'm
correct.
asking about the graduation, bachelor's degree.
Oh, I did business administration bachelor.
Business administration and master's level is project management.
Yeah, correct.
So, which is very close. Both are very close subjects.
Correct.
And now you became the digital marketing specialist,
Yes, correct.
right?
Um, I'm specializing more in content marketing and also performance marketing. It's just because digital marketing is so wide, it's very big field in a way. There's performance, there's SEO, content, um, social, but to be good at all of them, I think it's a little bit it's hard and a little bit time consuming. A lot of time need to do that to be good at that. So I think focusing on maybe one or two things and be good at them is better than all of them, but still have the overall knowledge of the whole thing. And I'm still practicing.
So,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. So, being an HR and recruiting students from different countries and understanding and gaining knowledge from the conversations, is that helped you in understanding the digital marketing, search engine optimization, and internet?
Very interesting question. Because when you ask it this way, it's all about people in a way, right? Like the people are on the both sides of the any process. If you're selling or if you're consuming any service in a way or product. So it boils down to our brains and the way people think and psychology in a way, right? So when you understand people, when you know how they behave and why do they do the things that they do, why they take actions, it makes it easier to think of the whole thing from the end of the process and then go back to the beginning and optimize the whole thing somehow. Yeah, I think it's important to know ourselves and in other way other people and also use this information in the marketing process. Marketing, I think, is just about people. It's mainly psychology in a way.
So,
Uh,
what are you up to as an digital marketing specialist? So, how much you understood about SEO and have you understood about YouTube SEO and or you understood about Google SEO? Which one? You are like spent a lot of time in understanding the content from different websites and different YouTube channels and all.
mm. I haven't gone deep into YouTube yet. I think that's your specialty. But maybe one day, not yet YouTube. I mean, no Twitter, no TikTok, no YouTube yet. These platforms are still, I mean, I consume content, but I don't produce anything. I don't optimize anything. Mainly Facebook, Instagram, Google Ads, Google My Business. Um, um, and Twitter a little bit, but mainly it's just about ads, about campaigns, social plans, social calendars, content calendars, being a thought leader in a way in a specific field, to craft all of the. I'm mainly focusing on content. I really like it because it shapes the whole image of any brand that you want to give, of even if it's a company, if it's a personal brand in a way. So whatever image in a way you want the people to see you as, you can prepare it ahead of time, you can craft it the way you want. And I think that's very important to have a plan. It's for SEO parts. I recently, because the whole digital marketing journey for me started like around 6 months ago. So I've been learning, consuming a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, certificates, like courses, workshops. Even my team is very supportive and they're always like showing me tips in a way how to get things done faster. And yeah, like now I have pretty much enough, at least basics, the foundations of all platforms, in terms of keywords, in terms of the right content to be published at, times of publishing, what do people engage more with, as in like statics or videos, and yeah, this kind of things. SEO haven't like really went deep into it. Performance is very cool to measure. We have so many metrics like we can measure, but to find out what's the right thing to see and how to use these many metrics to give you an overall image in a way, to see ahead of time, in a way to have a look into the future based on your actions. I like performance as well. Yeah.
So tell me about the master subject of yours. You did project management, and what is the project that you did in masters, and how was it? And is that alone or you did with the team?
Um, so basically, I wasn't working on a project. I was studying how to manage projects. That was my thesis in a way. My thesis for graduation from this master's. I think it was about financial markets and how they're affected how they're like the centralized and the decentralized markets, what's the comparison between them and what's the benefits, pros and cons. This is what I was talking about for my thesis. But the skills, I mean, the things that I learned in my MBA, I mean, they were theoretical. They were never giving to us to test, uh, and also to be practical with. We didn't really try any of the things that they taught us, you know. And more than university, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we learn in university, but not as much as in like practice.
Yeah. So you're working on this digital marketing since last 6 months, right?
Yeah, but I was in marketing like offline and recruitment for 4 years, 5 years. So yeah, I'm also still starting. I'm just like 27 this year. I mean, I'm still learning, growing. I'm always gonna be a student of life in a way, and yeah, improving every day.
So you traveled from your home country and you're living in different country and you're trying to understand the culture and how to live there, the living style, and you're managing yourself, and uh, you're also managing the work of yours. So, and also you worked, and you tried to understand different people's thoughts and thinking, how they are thinking through your job, which is for 4 years till now, and now you are into digital marketing. uh,
Yeah,
how these all are helping you to develop yourself, understanding all these things that you are doing in your life.
yeah. Sai, but to be honest, there is something more valuable, I think, that happened to me in my personal life, and I think that it didn't happen necessarily to many people, and that it affected my life in the most like in the biggest way, more than university, more than work, more than family, more than honestly anything. I mean, if you'd like, I'm not sure how to talk about it because I don't really always talk about this thing. It's a little bit like personal because nobody can. I mean, I was okay. How about I tell you like a little bit story about like how I.
Yeah, yeah, you can.
Okay, so like back home in Syria, in a way, not sure if you know a lot of things about
Yeah,
Syria. It was
if it is not personal, you can share.
yeah, no, no. If it's personal, I mean, I don't mind. Sure.
Yeah, if it is not personal, you can share it. I have no problem to listen and to tell to my audience, because it may be helpful for people who are listening and who are watching us.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah. So this is just my personal story, but there is no right or wrong. I'm not judging if it's right or wrong. It's just what happened, my personal experience in a way, just to clarify. Yeah. So when I was back in Syria, in a way, while I was growing up, in my head and almost also my life was in a way in a box, like living in a closed box. We didn't really know what's the outside world like and how the world is advancing and all of this. So how I was growing up, I was like in a way shaped my identity by what people are telling me, what my family is telling me, what my school is telling me to be, how to do, what to think, religion in a way, right? Like uh, politics, geography, everything was shaping my identity in my life. So when I came here to Malaysia, I didn't really wasn't prepared. I was a little bit spoiled, and I think my parents should have been a little bit harder on me, so to prepare me for life if they're gonna like send me by myself. So I suffered. I suffered a lot when I came here. I messed up a lot of my things in my personal life, and but it taught me a lot of things along the way. I had a lot of pain and suffering in my chest. In a way, it made me very heavy. In 2015, I remember like I was just sitting like this on a chair, I think, in my home. I didn't have any purpose in life. I didn't have any reason to live to the next day. I was just eating to survive to the next day. I was so heavy I couldn't move. But in 2015, in the end of 2015, I think, something like my drastic happened and changed my life. I just woke up one day and I knew deep down inside of me, I surrendered all of my pain. I surrendered. I wanted to die in a way, and I think that's why I died in way my head, not physically. I mean, I'm still here, but in my head, the image of who I was shattered, just disappeared, and whatever I thought who I was gone. And at that moment, the only thing was there was only what's real of me, what's left of me, what was what was real that cannot be threatened in a way, that cannot disappear. And that was the first time that I was truly alive. I was myself really for the first time in my life. Like I was very light. I was very full of life. I couldn't stop smiling for like 6 months after that moment. After a while, I learned like it happens because a lot of suffering over time, and suddenly you wake up. You just wake up in your mind that there is, in a way, you're connected to everything, and you see a universe inside of you. You feel it, you sense it, you become it. That's very unnatural for me because of the way I'm. I mean, I'm a Muslim originally, right? We never learned about spirituality. We never learned about meditation, about the way of living, philosophy. So I had to explore in all of these. I learned about all the religions. I just was suddenly consuming books, internet knowledge about. I wanted to know what's happening to me because my parents thought I was going crazy. I lost a lot of friends because they thought I was already crazy, and nobody was able to talk to me. Nobody was able to relate to my experience. And suddenly I just knew like there was nothing in my mind anymore. There was peace, there was inner stillness that I felt it for the first time in my life. So I started meditating. It just came to me. I knew that I needed to meditate to channel this energy in a way, but I never learned how. So I used to go to a lake near my place for like 6 months, every day, just sit and meditate by myself, play some violin music, read. I read The Power of Now, if you know it, for Eckhart Tolle for like many times. It's like my holy book. And yeah, um, everything about life changed because I changed the way I look at life in a way. Life wasn't my enemy anymore. Life became my friend. We started to support each other. And I think that's very powerful thing. I started to use my mind, my brain for the first time in my life. But before that, my brain was using me. I wasn't conscious about the awareness inside of me. Like there was all of these voices in my head telling me that I can or cannot do something. But the voices ultimately weren't me in a way. I was the one who's listening to these voices. And when I started to think this way, my awareness changed. Um, I started to do things differently. I started to ask for things and believe and have faith in myself and life. And things happen for me. It's like magic. It's like I'm playing a game now. And it's very interesting. It's fun. It's also I'm present like always. Even in this moment, I'm so grateful to be having this conversation with you, Sai, now. And yeah, I mean, this is just like a small brief about what happened to me.
But it's amazing that you have experienced some kind of a mindset, and you came into a different mindset, and believe that there is another world that exists, and you try to see the world in a different perspective, different view, and which is for your growth and which is for your development. So that's amazing. It's a truly inspiring story, man. It's really thank you for feeling comfortable and telling it to me and to the world. So it's but you're too young. You're 27 and you have experienced a lot, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, my body is 27 years old, but I think our souls, in a way that ultimately they're the essence of us, they're thousands of years old. I mean, it might sound a little bit funny, but I think so. I believe so. And yeah, I'm growing. I think my birthday is next week. I'm turning 28. And I think we're all still students in a way. We're all learning. We're all like kids compared to the universe, right? You're also young. You're also very young. I bet you had your own share of experiences as well.
Sure. I did masters in software engineering and my graduation in computer science and engineering. And I'm a professional cricketer. I played for top level cricket in my state.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I decided to come into some at some point of time I decided to write uh, doctoral entrance, PhD entrance. Then I wrote, I studied a lot of subjects in my master's and my degree, all the subjects. So I learned a lot about computer networks and about softwares, how the softwares are developed. And I developed some of my softwares, some of the softwares uh, I'm a content writer, so I started writing content in my own blogs from like 2015 or 2016. So, and I've converted my uh, websites, two websites into mobile apps, Android apps, and and I got
That's very cool.
yeah, I've converted it and I installed, I submitted it to the Google Play console, and they accepted it, and the apps are in Google Play Store, and I got like 5,000 downloads for my app in 1 year. So my content was
Nice.
very good, and I learned how to do SEO, and I learned how to put keywords, how to write content, and uh, how to put titles, how to uh, write a blog post in in a professional way. So my background, my educational background, my technical studies helped me to do that, and that's why the reason I got success in very less time in the
Mm.
internet. And then suddenly one day I lost my two websites because I forgot to renew the hosting. Then I lost the
Oh,
complete
yeah.
the hosting provider have removed the entire data from the data center, and I tried to pay more amount, and they failed in giving me the complete data. That it was like 3 years of data that I lost, and
Oh my
I felt
God.
very sad for at least 1 to 2 months, and I thought this is feeling sad for a long time makes me become more uh, uh, weak. So I thought this is not. So I have knowledge how to write, and I started. I got success from zero. I started from zero. Now I came to 100. I got 5,000 downloads. I have that ability. I have that complete knowledge in my head. So I have to. It will not take much time for me to. If I start it now, it will not take. So I decided. At that time blogs was websites was playing a major role in the internet when I
Mm.
started, and I also got Google AdSense approval in just 1 month. I wrote just 30 blog posts and I got approval, and ads was displaying on my site, and my quality the content of my website was I used to maintain the quality content. And also my at the same time I was doing my master's project, which was also I have to do documentation for my master's project, so I have to do SEO for that also.
Mm.
So I have purchased certain softwares where I can check whether my content is unique or not. So luckily, every time, every blog post of mine is more than 98% unique. So, so that was I was trying to be myself while writing the content or while putting the content on internet. So that it took time. If you're if you're putting new content in internet, it takes a lot of time. If you're writing content which is already there in the internet, maybe it will be very easy for people to uh, uh, reach more audience. But when you're putting a new content, it takes time, but it will give you a lot of value, because
Yeah.
nobody can write like you. Nobody can tell
Mhm.
the content that you have in the way you tell. So I thought the only way to make people the only way to be happy is to be myself while writing content. And I used to use Canva for the pictures making. And I was crying literally when I was thinking about the lost websites and the content, because I used to take 3 to 4 hours per single picture, uh, 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 to put that in my content, in between my content. Because when a person is reading the content, the picture speaks more than words. So I used to take a lot of time only to
Yeah.
design the picture. So I designed hundreds of pictures by taking a lot of time, lot of hours. Like it was like 3 to 4 years of my time went. Uh, uh, and I don't have work experience though, so it was a bad experience. But I came back very
Mm.
strongly, and I
Yeah.
when I decided to start the website. Right now, I have two websites again, and but today the YouTube videos are playing major role in the internet. Videos are speaking more. Videos are making people to understand more about the subjects and the topics. So I decided to jump in YouTube. Then I started making videos, and few days I got failure. Like obviously, I started with a
Yes.
failure. Then I think in the third or fourth month, I understood how not to put content. It's not how to put
Mm.
the content, how not to put the content. I understood. Then I tried something new, and it became unique today. And nobody in the internet doing what I'm doing. So I took interviews of more than 490 people who are into different professions, who are into different countries, and who are older than me. I'm 28 now, 29. Like I took interviews of the people who are 70 age, 70, 60, 50, 40,
Impressive.
30, like everybody, and who are into who are not in my professions, who are into who are a doctor, police officer, army officer, nutrition, yoga, who is into yoga, and the person who is uh, writing different types of books. And some people write fictional books, some people write the books of their own stories.
Yeah.
So some people write the books by understanding the society, the world, how the society runs, and all this. And slowly I started a technical YouTube channel and a technical podcast, and where I'm taking interviews of completely technologists who are into Amazon Web Services, AWS. Right now, I'm preparing for AWS solution architect
Nice.
position. So I'm taking interviews of them so that I can understand. When you're talking with directly the professionals
Yeah.
who are already working, you will understand how the project works, how they are managing the project, how what
Yeah.
clients requirements and all. So that actually made me to understand more about the industry, IT industry. Then I got success very fast, and I'm growing very fast in the internet. And I think in 2 or 3 years, my YouTube and my podcast is going to be one of the biggest things in the internet. And because
Will be.
this came because of the big hit that got to me by I lost my website. That was my when you're putting I have put my content with love. When I used to write content, I used to feel like I'm having something which is pleasurable, like I'm having some food that I love, or like that something that you're loving so much. I lost it, like I cried for 2 months. I don't want money. I want to be happy just by telling what I know, like that. So
That's awesome. That's truly inspiring. I mean, the whole journey, It's like it's always up and down, right? Like life, but you appreciate even the down times, like the bad times. They
Yeah.
teach us. That's awesome. And you have the experience, you have the knowledge, you can even start the whole thing again any day.
That's what. Still, I'm not satisfied with what I did, but the hit that I got is it is very effective, and I will give it back to the world.
Mm,
To the invisible power it gave to me, I will
yeah,
give it back.
yeah. You
So,
should definitely be proud of yourself, seriously.
so getting an opportunity today to talk with you is also one of the reason why I lost my websites.
Well, I'm glad. I'm happy. No, I mean, in a way, I believe everything happens for a reason in this universe. So I'm not saying what's wrong or what's right. Honestly, I don't judge things. I see when you look back, like as you said, if you look back at your journey, you see a pattern in a way that happened because of this, and where I am now because of that happened, right? So yeah, I believe everything happens for a reason, and I'm grateful for all of it.
So we'll talk about your work, man. So you are into project management and you know how to handle projects now, and you also was the reason for more than 1,000 students' success, right?
Yes.
You know they remember you. Your contribution is a lot to them. So you also learned a lot from them. So what you're going to do with the experience, and also now you're working as a digital marketing
Mm,
specialist, which is one of the major thing today in the internet. So I'm sure these communication skills that you had before helps you a lot in understanding how the communication happens in the internet.
mm. Yeah, that's very true. You can see the connection between like the offline world and the online world in a way. True. Um, it's actually very interesting. I'm very inspired by you, to be honest. Like, and your journey, and it makes me look up to you seriously. It's not about age. I don't believe age defines the person. I think it's the experiences and what we go through and how many times we keep going back up after we keep getting hits in our life. And yeah, I think that's what builds us strong and resilient. Yeah, my work, well, it's very interesting. Because of you now I start to think like in so many different ways on how to produce something unique, as you said, right? Because I have like all of the connections and the experiences of like the people communication and sharing the stories and sharing the values of what they learn. I mean, for me, I wish if I had somebody to at least consult with me or ask me what I like or how do I see myself like in the future if I study this or that, but didn't really. Usually people just like go for registration and get everything done like paperwork. Yeah, but I thought the value thing is to know really yourself first before doing anything. And yeah, I think why most of the students stay in a way connected to me is because of that unique thing that I try to do to dig deep inside of them to find out who they really are. And that helped me as well because it also teach me about myself because I believe that we're all one inside of us. So when you know yourself, you know other people too. Uh, but to connect it with digital marketing, so it comes back to you. It's very interesting how the idea of connecting to people from all over the world and that everything is possible and available to us right now. It's very interesting. I mean, if I ever had your courage and also the experience of yours, I would love to have you on maybe like again on some talks maybe or something because it's really unique and it's really touching people's heart. It's not just about like what's trendy and what's mainstream in the world to go viral. It's the value, the underdog in a way, the people who are not exposed, but they have a lot of valuable information to share with other people, like the normal people. Yeah, and I think that's a powerful way to live a life. I mean, I'm so grateful for your journey and your life and your work.
But I didn't experience what you have experienced, because I want to experience what you have experienced, because I want to see the phase that you have went through, because I
Mm,
want everything in my life. I want to get affected like you, and I mean it. Uh, being alone and doing everything for yourself is not a small thing,
yes, I agree.
because I experienced whatever I have experienced because I'm with my family. But there are somebody who can take care of me, who are very close to me, who can watch me daily, who can touch me,
Yeah.
who can ask me whether you have ate food or not, can care me. But you doing everything for yourself is completely 10 or 100 times better than me. I feel that, because the mindset when comes to the mind management that you did is really, I don't know whether I can do that or not when I'm alone. But that's I have to do what I'm doing now when I'm like you, like when I'm alone. I have planned to go to some other country and work uh, uh, like you are doing. So uh, I have to do things like you did. So this is really good, man. So you studied for yourself, and you also understood the mindsets of the people, and also you have to manage your home things and all. I'm not doing
Mm.
all those. There are people for me who are doing that.
That's actually very lucky. I mean, no, it's good to have family around.
Yeah.
I miss that. It's been like 4 years I didn't see my family. Last time it was in 2017. Um, but can I tell you something? I mean, it's good to be alone and depend on yourself in a way. But it's very interesting. You mentioned the point like that there is always somebody next to you to see you growth, to see your growth, to see you like learning new things, improving every day. That thing that I missed in a way because I didn't have anybody to see my growth, it made me very sad. It made me very, it made me hurt from the inside. Like whatever I do, it won't mean anything because there's nobody to see. And and over time, I became always sad. I'm always sad, but I'm not saying it's a wrong thing. Sadness to me empowers me. It inspires me. It drives me. So I can smile with all of my body, but I'm sad always because I don't see anybody sees me in a way, share my love with them. It's but still it's like an empowering thing what I'm trying to say. There is no bad or wrong. Emotions come and go. There is no right state. It's just how you perceive life, how you live your life, how you be kind to yourself first and then other people. I learned this by getting a lot of hits in my life. And I'm grateful for all of them. I think it's just life. It's different timing for all people. I mean, I don't compare myself to other people. I'm not better. I'm not worse. I'm just me. And things happen at the right time. I didn't ask for what happened to me. It just happened. I didn't ask for it. I'm not lucky. Um, but yeah, we're it's the journey, I guess.
So coming to digital marketing, so have you understood Google Analytics, Google Play Console, Google Console, everything, how it works, and uh,
So yeah, of course. And I had like all of the necessary in a way foundation and certificates to start with them. So what I do now is like I have my plans, right? I have the project, I have the objective of every project that I'm working on. And I have these tools like Google Analytics, my keywords, my decks, for SEM Rush, Ahrefs. I use these tools just to see to study what my to forecast my results in a way. Whatever kind of step that we're gonna take in a month, tomorrow, now, what's gonna be the effect? how we can optimize that, how we can like A/B test the whole thing before we even start. If there is something works better than other, we can change it. The planning, I think, is very important. We recently started with execution, and it's been like really fun. Execution is also very interesting because it keeps changing the plans, but not like majorly, just small things to make the engagement, to make the reach, to raise more awareness of the whole thing. So basically, we're doing just like educational campaigns for SMEs, because here in Malaysia, SMEs are really hurt bad because of the lockdowns, and everybody is suffering like a lot. And we're giving these grants like 5,000 ringgits, like 1,000 USD, for example, for these SMEs to just stand up back on their feet, give them payment gateways, give them like e-wallets for students, for Malaysian students. They have free e-wallets that they can use. So my job basically is to make sure everybody knows about what we're doing for them to get the value of it. And how I do this is I gotta keep honing my skills. I gotta keep learning more, because I know that I'll never be enough to be like satisfied with digital marketing in a way, like to be really good at it. There's always new things keep coming. Uh, Google Analytics, I don't really prefer Google that much, but they're useful for to analyze, to see the traffic, the keywords. But there are a few other softwares that are really necessary also. I think these are like the main tools. When you have the main tools, you can explore and you can uh, test the processes that you're working on. You can create something out of it.
So, digital transformation, digital marketing. So, I'm sure in your experience, you might have did a lot of research regarding this on the internet. So, what do you understood? How many? Most of the websites today in the internet are made with WordPress.
Okay.
So this is
Many of
my yeah. Many of the websites,
many of them, yeah.
right? So they got monetized, and most of them got monetized, and they are making money with the content that they are creating, and they are putting in the right form, and going everywhere. The links are going everywhere. So the spider, which is there in the internet. So how this is happening? What do you understood? If you see from the top view, if the internet is the planet, if it is the Earth, so from the top view, what you are understanding? What is happening inside internet?
Interesting. If you look at it like from outside perspective.
Yes.
So it looks like, when I see it now, it looks like a society is like being built, virtual society. It keeps on improving. Like we have our society, when we look at it, like the histories and the countries, how they're being built. It's the same thing, but virtual. I think the blogs, all of these websites, how they're being improved, monetized, of course, when they're growing with time. They're still giant ones that you cannot like compare, but even the small ones are growing, and there is a potential for growth for the future. I think everybody, I only talk about myself, that it's important for us to at least have a digital touch, as in personal digital touch, in this world, in this virtual society, that you never know, right? If you really put your heart into it, like what you're doing as well, I think it might be everywhere. I think there is no possibility. There is no limitations. Everything becomes possible in a way. The start is hard, and I think that's what keeps people from starting. The fear, maybe. Did you have any fear when you were starting? Like, because for me, sometimes I'm afraid of the exposure. I'm afraid of what if things worked out, right? How did you like overcome this? How was your
I
journey?
mean, the only way to lose fear is to do something.
Right? Just do it.
Yeah.
I agree.
When you go and see too many perspectives, and when you go and see too many websites and how the content is made, what they are saying in the internet. So you don't even remember that you have an emotion called fear
I love that. Yes,
because you're very busy in making something possible.
focusing on yourself. Yeah, I agree. But I think it's growing like so fast.
Yes.
That, and we still haven't seen the peak of the internet. I mean, I know internet is already everywhere, but there is still things I think will develop. New technology will come into play. Websites are developing so fast. I mean, it's not just WordPress. There are so many like Wix that and so many websites that are giving a modern way of creating your websites nowadays. And you never know. Maybe you one day you will see the websites virtual, like you will actually touch the buttons, or you will scroll, or you'll play in the website. Um, but I'm excited for the future. I think it's amazing. What you're doing.
So so how deep you went into the internet?
Not too deep. Recently, I'm going deeper digging. Like I don't have any. I only have my okay social media for sure, but I haven't. I have a blog, but I haven't worked on it that much. It's a WordPress. It's very basic, but I think. Okay, I what I really enjoyed doing before was selling online. I had like a few stores on e-marketplaces platforms in a way here in Malaysia, and I used to sell a few of the products that I get for like a quality oil for the skin, for Moroccan oil, something. And it was very good because it made me explore into the e-commerce platforms and how to grab the attention of the people. I think that's the most important thing because nowadays, like the attention of the people is not few seconds, maybe 2, 3 seconds. If you don't get it in that frame, it's gone. And it's very creative. You can play with it. You can test what works. What this is how the performance is very important. Like what works, what doesn't work, the clicks, the engagement, the reach. Because sometimes like a different color, maybe different style, different design will be a great difference for you. And yeah, and personalization is very important. Personal brand, I think I recently I started working on it. It's good to have a person. It's important actually to have a personal brand, especially online, for people to see you, for people to at least know that you exist. Because nowadays, if we don't exist online, nobody knows that we are alive in a way, right? Yeah.
So what do you think that works to be on internet in a great way?
Sorry, like
What works to be great in internet?
what would be great on the internet?
What works for a
What work?
person to what works for a person or an influencer to be great in the internet? It can be a blogger, or it can be a YouTuber, or it can be any kind of a content creator, as a SEO specialist, as a person who is into digital marketing. So what do you say, what do you think that works that is working for a lot of influencers, a lot of companies, and a lot of content creators
Mm,
in this huge invisible, I mean, huge, not a physical world?
yeah. Yeah, true. Um, so I watch like a lot of YouTube, and we consume in a way. So not just like a lot of podcasts, a lot of videos, a lot of content, whatever kind, right? And from that, when you're studying, when you're working on this field, you can see what they're doing. You can see like behind the scenes through the video, through what their content is, the process of the production, how they do the things that they do. So it makes you think also what works because what's working for them in a way if it's the same niche. I think for digital marketing, or at least for someone to have a platform in a specific field, talking is very important nowadays. People love to hear the voice, and of course, maybe on top of that is to see you. So probably in a way, maybe a talk show or a podcast maybe like a YouTube podcast with a video, or maybe could be just voice if it's really brief, concise, valuable information. People would, I think, hear, because that's what I do. I listen to podcasts. I like short, sweet, maybe sometimes long if it's like deep podcasts. For videos, I watch more because it's also make a connection between you and the person and who you're watching, even if you don't know them, but you feel them in a way. You feel the energy of this person, right? And yeah, I think that's the best way. It's for now. Maybe one day in the future it will be all VR. You will, I don't know, be able to touch this person or hang out in a group. What do you
So,
think?
so what I think about this,
Yeah, how would the world, what works better?
what works better in the internet? I
Yeah,
think your name is Adeeb.
yeah.
You have to be Adeeb in the internet to reach a lot of people in the world, because the only way to impress people is to be you. I think that is the only way. I mean, the only way to be unique is to be yourself, because nobody in the world will be like you. So that is what I understood. Most of the people, there are two types of people: content creators, and what I watched from a lot of my experience in last 5 years. One is people who create content for uh, viewers, to their subscribers. They create content for the market. And the second type is my type, people who create content only, what they feel like creating, and there is no time limit. And I mean, it is their own time
Mm,
span, and they have their own rules, and they are they're not doing it for the market, they are doing it for themselves, and they are getting
mm,
success. There are two types, and one type says that you have to do for the market, then only you will get monetization, and you will get
mm.
ads on your sites and channels. And second type is my type. So I think the first type are like who are dependent, and who are making money, who wants to make money uh, through the business that they are doing in the internet. And
Mm.
that type of content is different from the people who are creating content like me, because we have separate jobs where we can get money, and we are doing it to be authentic, to be real on the internet. So this type is rare, and these kind of people you will get very, you don't get very often. I mean,
Oh,
not it is very tough for today people to be themselves in the internet. They are people
interesting.
in the internet are not the same people outside. So
That's so cool. Do you encourage people to be themselves? I mean, in a way, to be like you. Not nobody will be like you, but to do what you're doing in a way. Do you encourage people to do that?
but if they be themselves, they can't make money in the internet.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Yeah, they can
Sometimes,
be themselves. They can be themselves, and they can make money. But it depends how many people are going to connect with your
sure.
communication skills, and with the content that you are creating. That it
Mm,
depends on a lot of factors. I'm sure you know, as a specialist, you concentrate on every small thing in reaching a content to the audience, and to the world. So what I understood is this is how I connected with a lot of country people. So
yeah,
this is, I think they have to do what works for them. That's it.
for sure. But for personal fulfillment, I
Correct.
think it's a great thing to
Yeah.
do, right? Yeah.
Yeah. You will. It is not that only you're getting money and you're doing business. You should be satisfied for what you're doing. It is not
Yeah.
that I'm putting content in the internet and everybody is getting benefit and I'm not happy. And what is the use? It should be
Yes.
like I should be happy and they should be happy with my content or the products that I'm selling. So that is when you will fulfill your life. Like my life is like, this is what I wanted. This is how I want to live in my life. So you have to do something that you love, and if you're getting money from what you're doing, I think that's the best. I think that's that is what life is. Most of the people do
Mm.
work for money. They should not work for money. They should do
Yes.
what they love, and if they should get money for what for doing the work that they are loving. It is a bonus. Money should be
A bonus.
the bonus. It should be like additional factor.
So in a
So
way, like you get paid for playing and
yes,
enjoying life,
correct.
right?
Yeah.
Amazing. That's very cool. Yeah. I mean, you seriously inspire me, like seriously. And I'm so great, feeling good talking to you. Sorry, I was gonna say like a bad word. Um, so how do you connect with people? How do you find them in a way?
I so I have a lot of connections since the day one when I started the when I was active. When
Yeah,
I
yeah.
started being active in the internet through my websites, I started Facebook groups. I used to
Yeah.
share my website content like blog posts in the groups and in my Facebook. Like that, I created network. I have a very big network. Today, I have like 40,000 plus followers in all the social platforms. This is not the one day that I did,
Mm.
but it was like 10
Many years.
years. It
Mm.
was 10 years. Like 2011, I started watching pranks on
Mm.
internet. 2011, 12, before my graduation, before my engineering. I used to, even when I was an engineer, engineering student, I used to be very active on internet, being posting something in the internet, social media, trying to understand how this Facebook is created, trying to understand how uh, these connectivity in the internet works, and how people are the backlinks and all. I used to understand, and also I used to understand the negativity also in the internet. So people used to give me wrong ideas, saying that if you do this, your website goes very fast. If you do this, you will get a lot of views. So a lot of people gave me a lot of ideas, but I never felt comfortable taking ideas just by doing spam or something like that. I didn't like that because if I'm doing that, I'm losing myself. So I don't want to lose myself. I want to be
Yes.
myself, and I want to
Yeah.
tell what exactly that is there in my mind. So I also explained a lot of technical topics through my website, computer networks like routers and fiber, and how the information transfer happens between two computers. So how C language,
Mm.
Java. Uh,
I see.
so my all my technical subjects I used to explain. So understanding about my background is like computer science, right? So it's easy for me to understand what is there inside the computer, the physical computer, and also the in the softwares, how the softwares are developed. And I'm very good in understanding softwares. I also developed the software, and I felt like it is very important for me to understand the communication system outside, like this talking way, how what people are thinking about different things, how
Mm.
they are managing, what their experiences are. If I am able to understand this experiences of the people and the connectivity between human beings, I think that is when I can create a better software which connects with a lot of people. So I thought if I be the great communicator, I can, you know, content creating is also, it is a communication between a content creator and a content consumer. So if I'm able to establish communication between me and my viewer,
Yeah.
so that is when I'm successful. So
Yeah.
if I'm able to grab the attention of, if I'm able to make that person sit for a long time and listen to me, or to see the words that I'm writing on the website, and if I'm able to do that, I call myself as a great communicator. And if I am able to do that with all the people who are into all the countries, that is when I'll become the great in the internet. So that is what the thought that made me to start this podcast and this YouTube channel. And then I started communicating with the different country people, trying to establish connection with completely random people, and
Mm.
with whom I never met or I never seen before. Just trying to connect with them and trying to establish the connection and trying to create this network. And my network contains a lot of connections today. So
Yeah.
more than 400, 500 people, and they are different working professionals. They are not the same.
Yeah.
Creating connections who are into your profession is very simple because they connect with you easily,
Yes,
right?
correct.
But I want to connect with people who are not thinking like me.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. Even different people, even people who don't maybe agree with you on a specific
Yes.
small thing, like everybody. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Then
Yeah.
the how you can able to establish connection with the person who is not thinking like you. The
Mm.
only way to establish connection is to just uh, accept them for what they are. So don't expect anything from them, and don't agree or disagree. Just be silent and just listen, and just don't say yes for everything that they say, and don't say no for everything that they say.
Mm.
Just listen, and when you connect with some point, just say yes, I agree with this point. So,
Yeah.
but don't say no. When you
Yes.
say no, you will feel disconnected. That person feel disconnected when you say no. So
I
that's
see. That's a
how.
great tip.
Yeah. That's the only way to maintain relationships, even in our real life also. Even people
Mm.
who are around us, we have to accept them for what they are, and we have to eat the food that they bring, even if we don't like sometimes.
Yes. I like it. It gives you a new perspective of life. It's like it's not just about judging, it's about sometimes trying to understand the other people's perspective.
That is what internet is. That is what
Ooh,
internet is.
I see. That's so cool. Thank you
internet
for
is
sharing.
websites internet
Yeah.
is websites, and websites are managed by people.
Hmm.
People have different perspectives, and they have their own ways of expressing their topics. That is what happening in the internet. So when we understand the human beings, we can understand internet easily. So different people have different ways of expressing and explaining things. So some people are able to establish connection with 1 million subscribers. Some people are able to establish connection with just 100 subscribers. It doesn't mean that there is no comparison, like you said. Different people have
Mm.
different screen presence. They
Yeah.
have their own vocabulary. They have their own words to tell, and they have their own type of people who follows them. So like that, so it comes with a lot of experience. You have
Mm.
to be on internet for a long time, or you have to spend a lot of time in exchanging words with people if you're a communicator, and if you're working with professionals, you have to spend. And if you're communicating only with your blog, if you're a webmaster, if you are a blogger, you are
Yeah.
communicating with your audience only with the words that you have. Your face is invisible.
Mm.
Nobody knows how you are
Mm.
communicating, what
It's
your
not enough.
expressions are.
It's
Yeah,
not enough,
it's
right?
not enough. Yeah, that is
Mm.
what I got doubt. uh, what is the future of websites? YouTube and these videos are playing, before 3 or 4 years, only the website used to play a major role in order to give information to
Yeah.
every person. But today, the video marketing, so videos are telling more than the websites. But still, I have this dilemma. What is going to be the future? Videos are taking more time to understand, and people who have less time but they want information very fast,
Right away.
websites are the
True.
right place, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to be on the both sides. That's why the reason I'm communicating with all the mediums on internet. I have
Mm.
website with which
I
I'm
see.
communicating with. I have a mobile application, mobile app, where I am. able to communicate with people who wants to study from mobile apps. And I have a YouTube channel, people who have time want to see, and I have a YouTube channel, and I have a podcast for people who wants to just listen by going in the car, just on the uh, uh, podcast and listen.
Yeah,
So
on the
maybe
way.
some person who will be listening to this somewhere in some part of the world, who
For
will be
sure.
listening to us by going. So this is what I want to be. I'm using all the mediums in internet for my personal benefit, for my personal growth. At the same time, person who comes to my show also will be visible to some company, and some company may wants him by seeing his skills or the qualifications. They may recruit them. They will get benefit of because of me, and also I'll get benefit of. It's like two-way. This is what communication is. This is what the 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 barter system, like this is what we as a human beings should do, helping each other and trying to grow. Like you grow, I grow, like we have to grow. This is what the virtual world, this is what I understood. This is how I'm managing the online presence, and it
Mm.
is working for me, and it works for me. And people think that in last year I started this YouTube and podcast, and I did 500 plus interviews. People think that uh, my success came very fastly. They don't know that I lost a lot of content. 3 years of my big websites, I
And the
used to
work
earn a
and
lot of money because of that. And I lost it because of that anger. I converted that
yes.
all the anger and the negative emotions to the constructive emotions. Decided to build myself more, and I did that. And still, I'm not satisfied with what internet gave me, because it was a big hit for me on
Yeah,
my page.
yeah. Still, but I feel like the internet is like, in a way, the more you keep working, the more you keep producing content and being consistent. It's like a stock market, right? In a way, like it goes a little bit, keeps coming back, comes up, comes down. But at some point where there is like a lot of time, a lot of effort being paid to your journey, it shoots up at some point and it stays at the new level for a while, and then it keeps going up with time. That's what I feel. That's what I see from people who are starting new. If they keep going for it, they keep working at it, right?
Yeah, yeah. And also, if you observe in India, you
Yeah,
see a lot of content creators. It can be YouTube, or it can be uh, uh, in Google also. There in websites,
yeah,
lot of content creators are there. Lot of content has been created because of Indians in last 5 years. If you observed,
yeah.
so all those lot of actually I should have like 1 million subscribers. They were started with me when I
Oh,
was a
okay.
content. Yeah. In 2016, I was a content creator, and they was a content creator. They got like 1 million subscribers. I started being online uh, uh, with the blog, with the website. They started YouTube channels,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
so I didn't expected what happens in the future. Like this is 2021. In 2016, I thought
Yeah.
websites are going to work, but what happened today is completely different. So YouTube created very big impact in the internet, and a lot of people are grabbing information only.
Yeah.
Everything is there in the YouTube. I mean, almost. I don't
True.
compare with
Yeah.
Google, because Google has more,
Mm.
but YouTube have changed a lot. Also, they have changed their features because of the content creators. They have put a lot of restrictions. They have changed their rules, and also in coming days, I think there will be a lot of change because of this. And also security will be there. I can be, as per my knowledge on the internet, the time that I spent, there will be a lot of change, and there will be restrictions, and there will
Mm.
be, because a lot of content you have to save all this content in some servers, and
Yeah, yeah.
all
True.
this the content, the servers, I don't know how they are going to manage this, because there are a lot of unnecessary content also, which have no value.
Mm.
So, but still, Google started, and also they started removing and that content and copyright, everything
Yeah. Demonetized.
then happening. But don't know. Still, I'm not understanding. But I'm trying to be in all the platforms. Whatever works. If
Yeah.
podcast works, okay, fine. If
Right?
YouTube works, it works.
In a way, it's like you're being prepared for any possibilities.
That's what.
You're and also every way is possible. I mean, all of these platforms and channels, they're available to be used by everybody. So why not be also present
Everywhere,
on all of them? Yeah,
everywhere.
I
Because
mm,
that is what I felt when I lost my websites. I have zero.
mm,
I was like, I have nothing on that day. Like there is no. I went to very far in 3 years, and I
yeah,
became like zero. Nothing
you
I
have
have.
to
I
stay
have
with them.
even if I want to work in a company, if I want to show the work experience that I have,
Yeah.
I don't. I can tell them I worked. I know how to write content. I know how to put keywords. I know how to put tags. I know how to put titles. I know how the content should be, and I know how to get approval from Google AdSense. And I know everything, but
Mm.
I can't
Like
convince them without showing anything that I did.
the work,
So
yeah.
that's what that made me very angry. That then I decided to be everywhere, and I want to be on Netflix and Amazon Prime also in coming days.
Well, that's a very good ambition to have. Why not? I will watch. I will definitely watch. So do it. I think
Um,
a lot of people would be very happy to see you everywhere.
that's what
Yeah.
that's failure made me to
Yeah.
become more available on every platform. Now my podcast is on all the 7 to 8 platforms. Only
Mm,
podcast is on seven: Spotify,
mhm,
Google Podcast, everywhere, and
mm,
also YouTube, everywhere. Visual
mm.
wise, if they want to watch me, they can watch me, and they can listen to me. Or if they just want to see my thoughts, they can see my websites, and I will write in my night times, like whatever it comes in my mind.
Yeah, I
We are
journal.
talking right now. I understood about your life experience, right? If I have some, if I understand something inspiring from you, I will try to go and write the observation, and just
Mm.
by it is like a fictional story, not putting any names of any person, just by telling this is what happens, this is what, if you do this, if this is what happens. It's like a just trying to explain what your imagination is. So that's
Yeah.
how it also improves my writing skills. It also
And imagination.
imagination, and your the what I understood is you need to have an outlet. You have to
Mm.
express somewhere. You need a person to express your feelings and thoughts. So when you every day you have to do this. If you don't do this, your mind will blast you. It
Yes.
will if you
Yes.
don't have this, you have to express it. You have to, when you express, you feel very relaxed. It is like an exercise. So as a sportsman, I know this. So I need an outlet. If I don't have any person to express, I just want to open my blog and write whatever comes in my mind, and that becomes unique. People are saying that, wow, how you're getting these kind of thoughts. Okay, something is working. So that is how I become unique. Actually, there is
Yeah.
no such thing. There's just trying to tell what is there inside your heart and your body. If that becomes words,
Yeah.
that is a magic to people for watching us from outside. So be yourself. That's it.
That's awesome. Like seriously. I mean, the only way to be unique is to be yourself,
Correct.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. Um, you gave me a lot of courage in this hour to, in a way, also be myself and also like express more, right?
Yeah.
So I now kind of promise you that I will work hard on expressing myself more openly and comfortably, like what we're doing. This is a great exercise as well, because I've never really tried to do this before. I mean, I'm so grateful for the opportunity you gave me, but this is so cool to experience this. I'm really glad.
So I feel the same. You gave me opportunity to tell about you to my audience, and at the same time, you gave your valuable time to me to talk with you and to make you listen to my words. At the same time, to listen to your valuable experience. It means a lot to me. It's a great content for me, for my YouTube and for my podcast.
Yeah, of course. I
So,
agree.
do you have at last anything to say to the world who is watching and listening to you?
Oh, well, I guess it all comes down to it's just my personal experience again. Is to believe in ourselves. I think that's what most people lack. I think it's okay to love ourselves. It's okay to pay more attention to our thoughts, to be kind to ourselves in our thoughts as well, because sometimes like we are afraid of what's inside of us because we never tried to see or explore. But that's fine. It just builds the courage and the awareness of who we are. And meditation is very important. I think it's the best thing any human being can do. It gives a lot of insights about yourself from no place, from a place within you. I guess just love. That's what every life boils down to. It's in a way unconditional love, not just the attachment. Um, to really be kind to ourselves. This world needs a little bit of love, and to just say kind words sometimes to other people, it makes up their whole day. Yeah, and to keep thriving, to keep improving ourselves, to become the best versions of ourselves. Why not? We should.
And your last words to the people who are into marketing and who are going to be into marketing, or uh, and to the people who are into project management and who are going to be into project management, and people who are into digital marketing and who are going to be into digital marketing. So, what do your final words and important and the important the value which adds value uh, to their career? So, as an experienced person.
Well, I'd say if they haven't started yet and they have maybe this kind of passion or thoughts to start this journey in this field or related fields, for me, like the only thing that it was stopping me is like the fear of starting. But as soon as I started, as soon as I started working for the first time in my life, to get to know people, to do things that are different from other people, how they do it. Even work, you can put personal touch, you can put your heart into it, not just like online work with like normal everyday work. And also it improves the communication skills with people. It's just to be yourself comfortably in your skin and also explore your skills. We don't have like a fixed specific skill. It can be improved, developed. You can add more skills, but sometimes we don't explore in that area. And like this year, I've been learning so many new skills, and especially like a lot of more productive and fulfilled in a way, because I didn't know these things exist. Yeah, I think that's very important thing that helped me personally to risk it sometimes, to go for it.
So, accepting to be on my show tells you the kind of risks that you're doing. And
Yeah, no, that's very funny. I like it.
so that's why not everybody do that. So,
Thank you so
the people like you and me should be there in the world in order to um, step out from their comfort zones and try to do
much. I
something
agree.
which is different and should be helpful for the world. At the same time, they have to grow. themselves and by learning. But only I think we can learn only if we step out from where we are.
Yes.
So that is what we are doing, and I'm sure people who are watching us also do that, and it will be beneficial for them and also and I hope you will do great things like you're doing already always already in your personal life already you're doing it, and I'm sure you'll continue doing it, and I'm sure I will get an interview of yours one day when you become a CEO of your own company, or when you work when you be in a very top position in your life. Maybe you are just 27 now. I'm just
Yeah.
28 or
Yeah.
29 now. So
We just
maybe,
started. We
yeah,
just started.
maybe
Yeah.
we may work in future together. Don't know what uh, world and what happens in future, but I hope there's. I hope you will continue spreading the positive energy and positivity to the people who are connected with you and who are going to connect with you and who will be connected with you.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we have already started working together, and it will just keep going from now. And also, I have won you as a very good friend already, not just as work. I mean, we haven't met, I know, but it feels that we already know each other, and I'm grateful for having you as my friend as well.
So
Hopefully,
it's
one day we can meet as well.
me too. I feel the same, Adeeb. So at last, as a person who is into who studied marketing and who was into the project management and now digital marketing. What do you say about my work, the work that I'm doing on the internet? Like already I said, I am into different platforms and talking with different country people who are into different professions. What do you think that I will learn from them, and what do you think people who watch us and listen to me and my show, what they learn? So, what is your observation on this,
Mm,
on my work?
very interesting. Very interesting question, because I was thinking about it even like from yesterday when I was just watching your videos on YouTube and the website. Uh, it's uh, it's not a one day work. This is for sure. It takes people sometimes, like when they see this kind of, in a way, success and work reaches to this point, they think that someone's lucky to reach this point, but they don't see the effort, the time, the sweat they put, and the heartbreaks they go through for to reach this point. I think you're doing an amazing job with connecting with people, with building and honing and improving your communication skills. You're a great communicator, and I hope that one day you will be millionaire, not millionaire, billionaire, in the new terms. Like millionaire and billionaire in the new terms. It's like to touch a billions people's hearts or minds in a way with your words, with your thoughts. And I really wish you to get to a billionaire status at some point. Maybe we will meet over there as well, hopefully. But it's a great work you're doing, and I think there is always a room for improvement. I'm not saying we're perfect, but it's amazing where you are, and knowing all of these people, having the conversation with, even if it's like for a limited time, it always leaves an insight for you. It teaches you something from other people, even if it's the feeling that an idea, it makes you think of something new, a new perspective. It's very valuable, and you connect to the whole world. It's like you're a global person now, not just in one place, right? So it's a great, very special. Really, very inspired by you, Sai. Uh, yeah,
So, thank you very much, Adib, for the beautiful observation of yours. It makes me uh, happy, and
yeah,
I will
you should.
remember this uh, in my life. So I hope we'll meet someday in the same place where I'm standing. So we'll have
For
some
sure.
food or coffee or some kind of drink or
Um,
whatever. So
where are you, by the way?
I'm
In
from India,
Yeah, where in India?
South India.
South
And
India. Okay.
yeah, South India, and the place called Hyderabad.
I see. Hyderabad.
Yeah,
Well,
you can
one
search
day.
it and you can see
Yeah.
Hyderabad. So biryani is famous here. Food.
Ooh. Well, one day we will have food together then.
Yeah. So this is what I want to say, and I hope everything goes well for you, and I hope you will do great things in your life by improving your skills, by developing your skills, and also, and I'm sure 1,000 people got affected and got energy from you and got benefit because of you. I'm sure in coming days, millions of people are going to get because of your presence on this planet. So
That's so nice. That's so kind of you to say. Thank you. It's always, it's mutual feeling.
do well, keep doing what you love. And can I put this video on my YouTube channel with your permission?
Yes, please.
And also, can I put this video and audio clip on my podcast, website, internet, social media, everywhere with your permission?
Yes, please. And can I also share and support your platform by sharing them on my channels?
Yeah, you can share after uploading it and after editing, completing the titles and names. I will send the uploaded link to you, and you can share it everywhere, anywhere.
Great. Perfect. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I hope you'll be good with mentally, physically, and material wise.
Thank you so much, Sai. I really learned so much from this, from you, from our call, and even I'm excited. Like you gave me a lot of positive energy. Like I can't even stop smiling a little bit. But I hope that we can talk again, even if we haven't met, like probably because of the travels and everything. But we should catch up from time to time. I'd love to talk to you again.
Yeah, save my contact and I'll save your contact too.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, cool, Adeeb. Take care.
Thank you so much, Sai.
Bye.
Have a great life and time.
Bye.
Take
Bye.
care of yourself. Bye bye.